everyone, I'm Tori Pop. I'm the festival manager for the Winnipeg Fringe Theatre Festival, and I would like to welcome you to our 2021 Play On #Winnipeg Fringe live stream event. This is certainly not the same as spending the day with you in the Exchange District around the buzz of the festival, but we're pleased to bring you some online content from July 12th to 17th starting at 7 p.m. every evening. That will be featuring some of our favorite Fringe artists, some new performers, a rad band series, and a new addition, the Poetry and Monologue Slams, right into your home or your backyard. I'd like to thank our generous sponsors, Liquor Marts and Assiniboine Credit Union, and for making this all possible, and the Winnipeg Foundation for sponsoring our family-friendly content. I want to give a big shout out to all the local businesses and our Fringe friends who donated to our awesome Get Up giveaways. Stay tuned because there's many more to come and lots more cool stuff you can win. And as always, a big thanks to our donors, staff, volunteers, patrons, funders for your unwavering and enthusiastic support of the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. I cannot wait to see you in person very soon, but until then, have fun, stay safe, and happy Fringe!
The Winnipeg Fringe Festival is located in Winnipeg on Treaty 1 land, the traditional territory of the Innu, Anishinaabe, and Dakota peoples and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We are thankful for the benefits sharing this land has afforded us, and we are committed to the responsibilities of the treaty. Hai hai, miigwech, wopida, and marci. Welcome, welcome, welcome to closing day of Play On #Winnipeg Fringe. It's been a wild ride this week. We've had some amazing entertainment. We have a lot more this evening. But before we get on to our amazing lineup, I have I use that word a lot, eh? I just realized that. Like, people were telling me last night when I was done, it's like, you say amazing a lot. So here's our incredible co-host for this evening, Quinn Joseph. Give it up for Quinn Joseph. How are you doing, brother?
Hello, I'm great. I think amazing's fine. I think we have so many amazing artists that I think that's totally fine.
Thank you. See, I'll say amazing all I want because Quinn says so.
Yeah, if they at you in the chat, you go off.
Yeah, I'll at them back.
Yeah,
exactly. I'll at you all back. But any which way, tell us about your Fringe experience. I know you've been a producer, a performer, a composer. Tell us about your journey in the Fringe.
Yeah, I've done a lot in the Fringe. I've done 3 shows that I've written at varying levels of success. When I was in grade 11 with zero theater experience, I wrote a show with my brother that was terrible. Poorly reviewed, deservingly so. Yeah. But it was two kids who liked musical theater, and this was like the way in, and I love Fringe because of that. It's an opportunity for pretty cost efficient theater to happen.
Absolutely.
And so we did that, and then a few years later did a mixed reviewed one, and then a few years later, 2019, we won the Harry Rintoul Award. So for our last show, The Cause. So nice. It's it's an upwards trend.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Fringe. It's a great training ground for a lot of young theater artists just to put themselves out there and their material, and you grow. You know what to do next time, and you get better and better. And as you said, you won the Harry Rintoul Award, which is the award for the favorite Manitoba written play. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy.
I'm so happy that, not happy, but there hasn't been a Fringe since. So I'm the reigning champion for 2 years in a row.
Who has been the reigning Harry Rintoul winner for 2-3 years? Yeah. Put that on your resume because people can't deny it.
I need to immediately retract me being happy about this.
Excellent. And call to action. We want you guys to be interactive. Interact with us on the chat. Smash that like button. Smash that love button. Show us some love. And don't forget to share the stream with your friends. This is our last night, so get the word out so we can have a huge audience for all these amazing artists that we have today. And don't forget to visit winnipegfringe.com for all the information on what's going on throughout the year in Winnipeg Fringe. And also, don't forget to enter our 50-50 draw. And I believe we're at 8 $8,000. Like, it's grown a lot over the past few days, and we still have 13 more days for that pot to grow. So it's not going to stay at 8,000.
Oh no,
it's going to grow.
It's going up.
Yeah. So you can make $3 at least into 4,000. So get on winnipegfringe.com and enter the 50-50 draw. And we're going to check out this call to action. We're going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question, actually. Okay. What's been your favorite offering this year from the Digital Fringe so far?
I would say on Thursday, I think it was Thursday's show, Genoa, who did this just super. I'm so amazed. There it is again.
Yeah,
I'm so amazed by like any circusry or anything like that. But they were on the unicycle skipping rope. Yeah. I was blown away.
And I have a really soft spot in my heart for theater with no words.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't talk at all, but he absolutely told a story of this clown or performer going through a hard time, and you just followed it all the way through. It was such an amazing performance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. So definitely put in what has been your favorite digital performance so far this year, and I believe we have some in there already. Thank you for participating. We have a great lineup tonight.
We do have
a great lineup joining us.
Yeah, we've got SJS Productions. We have Indifferently Reformed, our live monologue and poetry slam final showdown. Yay. And then we've got a great band performance with the Main Street Exiles in our BMO Digital Studio right here.
Right back in Venue 6. Who's starting off, though?
First up, we have a live performance by Cross-Eyed Rascals. So please enjoy Cross-Eyed Rascals doing an itsy bitsy teeny weeny improvaganza.
Here we come. Good evening. We are the Cross-Eyed Rascals. We've been performing online for the last year, like a lot of other performers, and we've adapted and tried a number of things, and we hope you enjoy tonight's offering. We call it Pass the Roll. Every performer is going to play every character, so there's our prompt down there. We would love to know what you think is the best thing about summer, and it's going to play out a little bit like telephone, and when the performers are not on screen, they can't see or hear what's going on. So what are some of those suggestions that we've got? What is the best thing about summer? Ooh, I'm seeing ice cream. Air conditioning, yes. Shelby Bond. I would have to agree. Sipping lemonade, wearing a grass skirt. There's the grass skirt. Somebody was warning us about that last week. Watermelon spiked with vodka. Cora, what do you see there? We got to select something fast.
I don't know. Whatever. Ice cream sounds good.
You like ice cream? All right.
Who doesn't like ice cream?
All right. Thank you, Megan Gunn. All right. Here we go. I have the finest ice cream in the land, lass. But be warned, the effects are different on every person. You may sprout wings, or you may grow horns, or a tail. No one knows. Do you dare to try your luck?
Okay, but does it change depending on what flavor I choose? Like if I get the raspberry one, do I definitely get wings with that one, or does it depend?
You're one of those, aren't you? You can't just stick with vanilla or chocolate. It has to be both. Oh, you people really get my goat.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that if you're going to have ice cream, you have to have vanilla and chocolate mixed together. You can't just have one flavor at a time. That's crazy.
Fine. If you mix the ice creams, you do get mixed results. So you might get one horn and one wing. Or neither.
If I have double the amount, does that change things?
Definitely. It changes the chances and the odds and statistics of everything.
Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a scoop of raspberry and I'm gonna take a vanilla chocolate twist, and then I also want the cheesecake and brownie one.
Raspberry vanilla chocolate twist and the raspberry cheesecake. Am I missing anything?
Brownie.
The brownies. Yes. Thank you, Carrie.
Hi there, miss. Are you ready to try some ice cream? It has different results, magical results for everybody who tries it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Different results. Okay. What if different results? So if I pick raspberry, then what happens?
Well, the different kinds have different results, but nobody can really expect what kind of results they're going to have. You might get wings, you might get horns, but there's no way of knowing what you're going to get.
Oh, well, okay. Well, what if I choose chocolate and vanilla? I mean, you can't have just one flavor, so what if I pick both?
Oh, you're one of those, aren't you? Yes, well, you might have mixed results. You might get one horn and one wing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay, I've made all of my decisions, okay? Here we go. I'm going to list them for you right now, okay? All right, I'll get chocolate, I'll get vanilla, I'll get strawberry, I'll get, can I have a banana split in there? Can I also, I would also like fudgesicle and revel and one of those ones that's like a rocket, and I'd also like blueberry.
Okay, so we've got chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, a banana split, and did you say brownie?
Oh yeah, I
Scene.
definitely said brownie.
Scene.
Ah, welcome to my beautiful ice cream shop. And at this ice cream shop, whatever flavor you choose will give you magical powers.
Magical powers? Wow.
Yes. So you might grow horns, you might sprout wings, you might fly. Who's to say?
Oh, that's a lot of outcomes. Many
It's
different outcomes.
It sure is. Yes.
Well, what if I can't decide?
Ah, well, in that case, there could be mixed results.
Okay. I can have any flavor I want.
Any flavor. You decide.
Oh, I want. Oh, well, there's so many choices. Oh, but I think I made my decision.
Okay.
I want chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, banana split, fudgicles, some of those brownies and Smarties, and anything that'll give me diabetes, and yes, blueberries too. We have to have fruit. It needs to be balanced.
Oh dear. Well, I can offer you chocolate chip.
Scene.
Welcome to my ice cream shop.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I love ice cream.
This ice cream is special. This ice cream can give you magical powers, anything that you wish.
Magical powers. Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Or you could sprout a horn, or perhaps a pair of wings.
Wow. That's a lot of different choices.
Oh, yes, mixed results, you could say.
Oh, so I could get like good things and bad things?
Well, anything you'd like.
Oh, I'd like chocolate and blueberries, lots of blueberries. I'd like anything that gives me diabetes, really, like lots and lots of sugar, really, really heavy stuff that really, kind of like carbs, but like more.
Childhood obesity. Got it. But really, all I can offer you, kid, is some chocolate chip. I don't got nothing else.
Scene.
I missed the first few lines.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to my magical ice cream shop.
Well, I just love ice cream.
Yes, this ice cream shop can grant you anything, like a pair of wings or fire breathing.
Anything? Like even the good and the bad?
Yes, but make sure to choose, because if you can't choose a specific thing, you'll get mixed results.
Oh, like what? Like
Well, you could grow horns, for instance, or be like really crippled, or it could be really disastrous.
Oh, okay. Well, I like sugar, and chocolate, and I guess if I eat too much of this, I might get diabetes out of it. Maybe is
childhood obesity, basic. Of all those things, I think I can only offer you chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Scene.
Hello. Welcome to the magical ice cream shop.
Oh, I love ice cream.
Well, then you've come to the right place. Anything you want, we'll give it to you.
Anything at all?
Yes.
Because I really like to mix and match my ice cream.
Well, of course. Anything you like.
Well, I want chocolate and vanilla and blueberry and pineapple and banana split and brownie and chocolate chip and maybe a little bit of cookie dough biscuit.
Well, of course, and we can give you other things like horns or wings.
Are all the effects good and bad?
Well, yes. You can choose.
Okay. Well, do you think I might get diabetes?
Oh yes. Well, we can give you chocolate, and we can give you obesity and diabetes, but mainly we can only give you chocolate.
Okay.
That's scene.
I forgot to turn on my mic, so I didn't hear the first few lines.
That's what happens when you pass the roll.
Oh boy.
The joy of
Thank you to
improv.
Thank you to the Fringe for having us. Thank you to all of our viewers who are here with us tonight. We appreciated having you. If you want to find out more about what we're doing and where we're going to be next, you can visit us on our Facebook page, Cross-Eyed Rascals, and our website, crosseyed.ca. There it is in the banner. Thank you so much, and stay safe and enjoy the Fringe.
Bye, everyone.
Play on with Fringe.
All right, give it up for the Cross-Eyed Rascals, Fringe legends. They used to hold down that Red River venue for a lot of years. That's a tough one to sell, but they were there every year selling it well. So awesome. Thank you very much for joining us, Cross-Eyed Rascals. We have this amazing prize package that we talked about last night. It's an amazing idea. Amazing.
It is, though.
It is, isn't it, though? You get 4 plays that you can bring anywhere with up to 4 characters. And, you know, whether you're camping at the cabin, you're at the beach, you're at a friend's house in the backyard chilling, just pull out these plays and you can do a play wherever you are.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like a collaboration of Boca del Lupa in Vancouver, Persephone in Saskatchewan, and RMTC here in Winnipeg. And there's a Prairie box set where we have, Prairie creators. And we actually have one of those Prairie creators with us, Joseph Aragon. How's it going, Joseph?
Going good. How are you?
I'm doing very good, very good. Why don't we start off by you telling us what is your experience with the Fringe Festival?
Oh, it's been a long time. I think my very first show with the Fringe was back in 1995. as an actor, like just fresh out of my first year at the Black Hole, right? And I didn't even know what the Fringe was. So we, there was this. I can't even remember what the show was, but like it was in the Cinematheque, and and it was like a really kind of back in the day it was pretty rough and tumble. You just got a bunch of friends and threw stuff up and saw what stuck. So back in '95, that was my very first exposure to the Fringe, and the very first show I actually wrote, the very first play that I wrote was back in 1999, and that was a trial by fire too.
Yeah. Isn't that the great thing about the Fringe, though? It's all about people just getting together, seeing what they could do, putting it out there. And if an audience comes, they comes. But it's all about really being an artist and seeing what you do and growing as an artist.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, and the Fringe. I mean, we're very, very lucky in Winnipeg as theater artists to have the Fringe, because this is where most of us cut our teeth, right?
Absolutely. It's a place where you can act, you can produce, you can design, you can do all the things, and you really do get an education in theater as you're doing it. And you get so much exposure to other Fringe artists that help you out and are willing to help you out.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Fringe is where I met like most of my colleagues, right? I mean, like Leith Clark, he's been like a huge boon to me. The legendary Leith Clark, and just so many different artists that I had just so much like just an honor to meet and to work with. Yeah.
So let's get into details about these prize packs. The play on at home. Don't forget the hashtag in the comments. Play on at home to win the Prairie Prize pack that you, Joseph, are actually involved in writing one of the pieces. Tell us more about these prize packages that we have in this great project.
Yeah. Like it was really interesting. It was really intriguing when I got approached by Sherry Yoon from Boca de Lupo, and it was just okay. It was like takeout theater, right? Like this box gets delivered to your home, and you crack it open, and with 3 or 4 of your closest friends, and you just sit and you just read these plays, like absolutely cold, like so you're both the audience and the performer at the same time. Yeah. And we were we were given like very specific guidance as to how to write these plays, because like they're written for they're non-actor friendly, so you don't have to be a master thespian to read these things, right? And they're written to be read absolutely cold. Right, you can read them over and over again if you want, but like the first time is special, of course. And so you kind of get that the feeling of like seeing something for the first time because you're reading it for the first time. Yeah.
And why don't you tell us about your writing process in regards to something like this, rather than having months to really polish a piece and dramaturge it and go through draft and read. What was a different process in regards to this?
Yeah, well, you're right. We had a very compressed timeline, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and it definitely exercised different muscles in terms of writing, right? And so we had about 2 or 3 weeks, and we had some check-ins. Right, like we had some like some spot dramaturgy, right? But like these are just like fun. Well, the one I wrote, I think is pretty fun. It's a kind of like this comedy film noir whodunit that I wrote. But like they're just these little kind of encapsulated 10-15 minute plays, and the writing process was compressed, but it was also super fun.
Awesome. So don't forget, again, get your entries in. Play on at home. Hashtag Play On at Home. You got a couple more seconds to enter before we pick that winner. Anything else you'd like to say about the project, Joseph?
It was, well, it was just a lot of fun, and it was very, it was very different, and I just got to, we were given like absolutely free reign to do whatever we wanted.
Mhm.
So, I just, it's been a long time since I got to actually, write something,
Yeah.
something, nice and light and comedic. And this was just like this was a great opportunity to do it. And, after, 18 months of being, quarantined, it was nice to have a good project to sink my teeth into.
Excellent. I'm glad you had it. And we're looking forward to seeing you back at the Fringe. Your pieces have been some of the most amazing, there's that word again, bro. Amazing pieces of theater I've always seen at the Fringe, and we're looking forward to seeing you there and your musicals and your talent again.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to putting one up. It's
Right
been a
on,
long
brother.
time.
Yeah, it has been. Before we let you go, we're going to choose a winner in this Play On at Home. So do we have a winner? Here comes the draw. I love this. Look at the anticipation slowing down. We got a winner with Ron and Sheila Snyder. Y'all have won the prize package, the Prairie Box from Plays to Perform at Home. Congratulations. Oh, we're drawing one more. Oh, look, I got two. Look, I got two. So I thought I'd get to take one home, but
I guess not.
no perks over there. We got one more here. Clay, Mike Kitowich. I tried. Congratulations. You win the second prize package of the. I'd love to be able to see how it turns out when they open the package and they do the plays. That'd be great. Feel free to post that online. And when you post memories online, don't forget to hashtag it with WPG Fringe. Throughout this festival, the last couple of days, and going on until next festival. Keep on posting your Fringe associated posts and tag them with hashtag WPG Fringe. Well, thanks, Joseph, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's always been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you again, brother.
Yeah.
Take care. All right. On with the show.
Yeah, on with the show. Up next, we have Winnipeg's own SJS Productions with a pre-recorded show, The Days and Nights of Stacey Jean Sadbury.
One, two, three, four.
An audience. An audience. How strange, but wonderful. I bet you want to hear my story. That's why you're here. Where should I start? Oh. I'm a pussycat. Meow, meow. I want my supper. Purr, purr. Oh, I know. My mom wanted a Stacy, and my dad wanted a Jean. My mom wanted to name me Stacy after a friend from her beach days, while my dad wanted to name me Jean after his rich, classy, elegant Aunt Jean. So they compromised, and I became Stacey Jean Sandbury. My parents thought I might become a nurse or a teacher, but life had other plans. 15 years ago, a little over 15 years ago, I started at Macmillan. But I never left. I graduated from college with a Bachelor of Arts, and I've taken every kind of call you can imagine. Hey, I even got to meet Mr. Macmillan, the owner of the company. The girls in the office warned me that Mr. Macmillan was a creep, but he turned out to be a pretty nice guy. I got my picture taken with him, shaking his hand and getting an award for staying so long. And then there was Jack. Jack, with his beautiful white teeth, his blemish-free skin, his wavy dark hair. I hated it when he came to work with a crew cut. I hated it. I wanted to tell him that. Jack. But Jack was unobtainable. I would watch him out of the corner of my eye, and it was very difficult for me to get him alone. If it weren't for Nicole Saffron and Christina Conklin. Nicole was beautiful with her wavy red mane that could get a guy to dream away, while Christina was cute. I wanted so badly to get Jack alone. The three of them would carry on in between calls, having a good time, while I just sat with my crayons and coloring book, or I sewed a project that I got at the craft store. But I did get an opportunity one day to talk to Jack. They say if you like somebody, to ask them a question or strike up a conversation with them. So I did. I approached Jack and I asked him, if the respondent says no to number 4, do I skip to number 6? Question number 6? Jack just looked at me, raised an eyebrow, and said, Go ask Todd. Christina was really cruel to me. But I'll get to that in a second. Todd appeared. Todd raised an eyebrow himself and said, ask me what? I just shuddered and I repeated the question. The answer to your question is yes. But if you were listening in the break room, you would get that. So I just tried to bury myself in my work. But Christina was really cruel to me. She'd come up to me and she'd say things like, give me this scornful look, and she would say things like, nice kitty pillow. She'd grab it off my desk. Nice kitty pillow. My niece made one of those and she's in grade 3. Or, I had a charm bracelet like that. I was 6 years old. Christina could go fly a kite. I could have referred her to a hobby store where she could have bought herself a nice kite. But Christina, darn that Christina. Those crafts got me through some difficult times. But I wasn't going to let Christina get to me. I worked hard on those crafts and I was proud of them. I did get another opportunity to talk to Jack. One day, well, at first I gotta tell you, I was devastated one day. Todd came out of the office and he said, everybody, Jack is leaving us. Please give him a round of applause for service. And Jack has graduated from business and he's got himself another job. My Jack was leaving. I was devastated. Oh my goodness, I got to get into action. So I waited for Jack to be alone again. He got up one day from his cubicle and he went to the break room. So I followed without even thinking, and I approached him at the microwave. He looked at me and I just spit out the words, Jack, do you want to go for a soda after work? He raised an eyebrow and he said, Stacy Jean, if that's your name, I'm busy. Oh my goodness. Quick, think fast. So I wasn't going to give up. I said, Jack, how about tomorrow? I'm going to go now, he said. He grabbed his stuff from the microwave and left me just standing there. I buried myself in my work after. I was just hoping that Jack would change his mind. I had some hope that he would. But instead of Jack, Todd approached me. Stacy Jean, I need to see you in my office right away. I was just about to pee myself. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get fired. How am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to feed my cats? I walked to the office feeling all the eyes on the office on me. Christina, I heard giggle. But I went into the office, Todd shut the door, and Maureen, the office assistant, was there observing. Stacy Jean, Todd began. I heard you made Jack uncomfortable today. We don't do that around here. That's called harassment. But that's not what I want to talk to you, all I want to talk to you about. Jack is a big boy. Your flow rate has gone down. I've let you stay here over 15 years. You're gonna fire me? I asked. No, that's a conversation we're gonna have later. Your flow rate has to come up. If you don't get it up, we're gonna have that conversation at the end of the month. I was about to leave the office when he said, Stacy Jean? Yes? You've been here for over 15 years now. When you came in, you were with some people very important people that got promoted. You are still reading surveys on the phone after 15 years. Stacy Jean, get your flow rate up and be more professional. When I see you, you're coloring in between calls. That's okay, but not during calls. That's why your flow rate is so low. Stacy Jean, yes? Get back to work now. I returned to my desk. I could feel the office eyes on me. I buried myself in my work. It would have been the worst day of my life, but then something else happened much later in the day. I was in the washroom. I stayed late to use the washroom when I could hear crying in the next stall. It made me sad to hear somebody crying. I had to ask. Instinctively, I asked, "Are you okay?" I heard of a weak voice say, "I'm fine." It was Christina. Christina, please tell me what's wrong. The words just came to me. I don't know where they came from. Christina. Stacy Jean, you wouldn't understand. It's an adult problem. Please leave me alone. I was a little annoyed, but I didn't show it. Christina, I'm here to help you. Christina, please tell me what's wrong. Oh, all right, Stacy Jean. I'm pregnant. Pregnant? Do you know who the father is? I'm sorry, that's none of my business. No, Stacy Jean, it's Todd. Todd? I thought Todd was married. But what do I know? I'm the last to know these things. I just work in this office. Stacy Jean, I can't sleep at night. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Whatever you do, Christina, the choice is yours. I'm keeping my baby. Okay, Christina, you need to get some sleep for that little one. Christina, yes? Christina, maybe take a me day in bed if you can't sleep. Pretend it's a me day. Watch some TV or do some crossword puzzles or read a book and try to get some sleep. Don't panic, Christina. Whatever you do. People find they can't sleep when they panic. And you need to talk to Todd. It's important that you do. And if you're ready, please make a plan with him. She came out of the stall and gave me a big hug. Stacy Jean, thank you. That week, 3 things happened. Todd and Christina talked behind closed doors. They didn't have to tell me what they were talking about. I don't need to know. And my flow rate went up. My flow rate went up. Todd was so impressed, he gave me a paid afternoon off. And the third thing, I gotta tell you first, that Nicole Saffron came up to me and she said, if you weren't coloring so much, maybe your flow rate would go up. Then Christina approached. Leave her alone. It just startled me. Leave her alone. She gives good advice. Don't change, Stacy Jean. Don't change. Stay who you are. And I got to thinking when I heard that maybe I could do this online. People could send me their problems. This may be a new career for me. I have a letter I want to share with you. Somebody sent.
Dear Stacy Jean, my mother-in-law is taking over my marriage. She is always inviting herself over. My kids love her, but I find her intrusive. When I talk to my husband, my mother-in-law is always adding her 2 cents. What do I do? Frustrated wife.
Well, frustrated wife, what you need to do, well, what you can do, is set some boundaries with your mother-in-law. If she's adding her 2 cents in, say to her, thank you for your opinion, but we'll get back to you on that. And just keep saying that to her until she gets it. And don't discuss private business in front of her. And the third thing, she's really good with the kids, so take advantage of that. Maybe have a couples retreat with your husband and she can watch the kids. Well, this is, and please tell me how this all goes. Well, this is Stacy G signing off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you, SJS Productions. Give it up.
Absolutely.
Give them some clap emojis. Give them some wave emojis, happy faces, applaud emojis. Emojis, yeah, emojis. Melissa taught me that word earlier this week. Emojis.
Really?
Yeah, it's not emoticon.
Emoticon.
Is that old?
That's like an older one. Yeah. I don't know the difference, but emojis, it flows better.
All right. Put whatever emoji you want. No, not whatever emoji you want. Put an appropriate emoji you want in the chat. Don't forget to smash that like and love and laugh button and share the stream with your friends. This is our last night. Help us get the word out. It's like easy hand billing. You press the button, that gets the word out. You don't have to walk around the old markets in the street.
Man, the heat.
Tell me about your hand billing experiences. Are you a hand biller? I already admitted I'm not a good hand biller.
I want to be, because in the last few shows I've done, I take like directorial and like writing roles.
Yeah.
And so I want to lead by example for my company, but I normally just delegate to whoever the most outgoing cast member I have is.
Yes, at the beginning of the festival, all the intentions are there. You're like, yes, I'm going to go hand bill.
This is the year. This is the year.
And then you have one band aid hand billing and you're like, I'm done. I'm throwing these in the fire. Forget this. But we try. We try.
I have probably trunks full of just old hand bills that never went out.
I know. It's great kindling though. It's great kindling.
Yeah.
But there are some amazing hand billers out there. So that's a skill.
Yeah, they're great at it.
Yeah. So shout out to you. We have an amazing prize package for y'all from Manitoba Liquor Mart, a long-time sponsor. They have our Liquor Mart patio. They've been with us forever, and we appreciate all they do for us. So they've given us this amazing prize package. We have this cooler. Yeah, and there's a $100 gift card in there. This is a water bottle.
I think so. That's a water bottle.
Water bottle, and these are my favorite. I've been going on all week about these. These are like multicolored beverage identifiers.
Oh.
Yeah, this is after pandemic, bro. You need to know whose drink is whose and not pick up the wrong one. And this is how you do it. You put these multicolored bands on your glass or your jar or your bottle, and you're set.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's not it. That's not it. We have these amazing what we're sitting on here.
These chairs.
Yeah, Adirondack chairs
Oh.
that you can win, and there's a special function.
Is it?
You wanna check this out?
Oh my goodness.
Check this out. Check this out. You can fold these, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, bring it to
easy
the
storage.
beach. You just look at that. You take it there. You can take it from home to the beach or wherever to the cabin. Easily assembled.
That's great.
Yeah, if I can assemble this, anybody can assemble this. So to be eligible for this prize package, just hashtag play on feet up in the comments. We'll be choosing a winner at the end of the night. So if you haven't been able to enter, just enter hashtag play on feet up to win this amazing prize package from Liquor Mart. So keep hashtagging. And also we have a smaller, cuter package. What do we got in there?
I don't know yet.
Surprise.
Surprise. Oh, we got a couple.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What's
Double
that for?
things.
That's
That looks like there's a $25 gift card here.
Very nice. Very nice. Anything else in the bag?
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
It's like a multi-tool bottle opener.
Got to have one of those when you're in the cabin or at the beach.
Look at all those functions.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at those functions.
That's amazing. Multi-tool.
Yeah.
And here we go. The pièce de résistance. I can speak French, eh?
Yeah.
Got some French going there.
That's great stuff.
This amazing box with a wine stopper.
Oh,
Look at that. That's classy. Eh?
beautiful.
That's
Super
classy.
classy,
Put in
yeah.
your box right there. Excellent.
That's
So,
incredible.
we have a trivia question for that to win this.
We do have a trivia question for the audience.
What's the trivia question? I'll let you get that question.
Trivia
while I put this away.
question is: we want to know how many companies this year entered their 10 to 15 minute long performances. So for this year's Fringe Fest, how many companies submitted 10 to 15 minute long performances?
Yeah, and this is going to be a quick one. Put your answers in the chat there. Try and figure it out. The closest person wins this amazing prize package from Liquor Marts. I talk about the Liquor Mart patio often because I work at the outdoor site and I'm there meeting all the people, meeting all the artists. And it's definitely one of my favorite things of the Fringe. What's one of your favorite things of the Fringe Festival, other than putting on a show and winning the Harry Rintoul Award and being the reigning Harry Rintoul winner for the past 2-3 years?
For me, I think, honestly, I miss dancing so much. Like,
yes!
DCBB, Dirty Catfish Brass Band up on stage in the Cube, and
Yeah.
I am like, I don't drink at all,
Yeah.
and I feel like when they're playing, I'm the drunkest person at the Cube. Like,
Yeah.
I really miss that.
That's one of my favorites too. Like I usually work at the night, so I can't be out there dancing with my staff badge on. But to see the vibe and people enjoying themselves, Dirty Catfish, Dr. Rocktopus, The Noble Thieves, Main Street Exile. So we have later on tonight at the BMO Digital Studio. I agree. Watching people dance and having a good time, and not just Fringers, Winnipeggers.
Everyone that's
coming
what,
out. Yeah, it's an amazing time in the Old Market Square, and we'll see you there next year. Do we have a winner? The closest is.
That's close.
That is
close.
What's the actual answer?
The actual answer is 31.
Sheesh.
Didn't Melissa teach you that one?
She did. I feel cool now. I feel a little younger after that show.
Yeah, throw a
But
sheesh in there too.
Congratulations to Quirky. You win the $25 gift certificate, the wine stopping package, and the multi-tool. The Fringe will be in touch with you. So look at the messages. Claps for you. Excellent. Good job. What do we have next?
Next up, we have another pre-record submitted performance from Indifferently Reformed. This is Much Ado. It's Winnipeg's own Indifferently Reformed performing Much Ado.
I read in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He was very nearby this. He's not 3 leagues off when I left him.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called, Claudio?
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua?
Oh, he is returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He has done good service, and is a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing. Well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by in that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
It's possible.
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion now? Is there no young squarer who will go on a voyage with him to the devil?
He is in the most company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He's sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good, Signor Leonato. You are come to meet your trouble. Fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. For it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled by a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear a dog bark at a crow than a man say he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or another shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and were such a face as yours were.
Oh, I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and such a good continuer. But keep you in your way, in God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
This is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my good friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall remain here at least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
Thank you.
It pleaseth your grace lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict. Didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I looked on her, but I noted her not.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me answer on my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. But being no other than she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. Tell me truly how thou likest her. In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There were her cousin, and as she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself. Though I have sworn the contrary if Hero would be my wife.
Has it come to this? In faith, shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to, in faith. Oh, look, Don Pedro is here to seek you.
What secret hath held you here, that you followed not to Leonato's?
Mark you this, he is in love. With who? Now this is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Well, amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
If you press me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And by my faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 troths and faiths, my lord, I've spoke mine.
But I love her like you.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me, and I will die in it at the stake.
Oh, thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her my most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none, and the fine is, for which I will go finer. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With hunger, with illness, or with anger, my lord, not with love.
Well, if thou dost ever fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted in such great letters as they write, "Here is good horse for hire." Let them signify under my sign, "Here is Benedict, the merry man."
In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for he hath made great preparation.
I think I have enough in me for such an embassage, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness, now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child, but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio? If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and she shall be thine.
How sweetly you do minister to love. That no loves grief by his complexion.
I know we will have reveling tonight. I shall assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. Then in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. And the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice let us put it presently.
How now, brother?
But brother, I can tell you strange news you yet not dreamt of.
Are they good?
The Prince and Count Claudio walking in a thick pleached alley in thine orchard were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The Prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in the dance. And if he found her accordant, he'd take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good shot, fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself.
No. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all that she may be better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, therefore sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jests, eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business.
Yea, my lord, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace, whereas impossible you should take true root but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. Let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. What news, Baracchio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato. I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are sure? And will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
I have to say that some of the most mind-blowing Shakespeare I've seen has been at the Winnipeg Fringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a production, Hamlet, as told in the streets. Y'all in the chat can help me out with the title on that. It was in the basement in Old Market Square. It was all dingy, and they made the space their own, and it was an incredible show. I remember that. So more Shakespeare.
Yeah.
More Shakespeare, please.
Love it.
We have the finals. You can probably also hear the band behind me sound check, and I probably don't have to talk as loud as I am right now, but it's, yeah, there you go. Now we're jamming. Save some of that for tonight, the dance party. But we do have the finalists for the poetry and monologue slams tonight, and these are original creation by these artists. They're 2 to 3 minutes long, and you've seen a lot of these performances, and they've won your heart earlier on in the week. So the winner will receive $500. The second place winner will be $300, and the third place will be $200, and all artists receive $100 for coming back and sharing their great work. And at the end of everyone's performance, we will reveal the scores and who the winners are. And at the end of each individual performance, you at home will be able to vote and give each performer a score. And I believe we're going to try that out right now, yeah?
Yeah, let's do a trial.
Yeah, so our practice round, our practice question is, how excited are you for Fringe, for Winnipeg Fringe 2022? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to be at Fringe next year live? Your 30 seconds, 10. Your 30 seconds begins now. All right, we're going to average out those scores and reveal them at the end. So, now that you're comfortable with the scoring system, let the finale begin. Who do we have first?
First up, we have Jordan Phillips.
This piece is called 3D. We all start off as a one-dimensional image, a line of scrimmage drawn across the plane of life and death, and until eternity is finished across this line of scrimmage, these two colossal powers play a game with every breath. On one side stands life, a pencil-wielding artist capable of such beauty you'd be crazy not to chase her. On the other side stands death, that great destructive villain brandishing nothing more than an eraser. But thanks to life, one line turned into two, then two lines turned into four, then with stick figure legs, I picked myself up off the floor and walked boldly forward into life. My glasses and my heart were big. My barriers and walls were small. And whether because its aim was true or it simply landed a lucky blow, death erased my stick figure heart. But they must have had an old eraser, the kind that always leaves smudges behind, because although I now felt dead inside, that smudge of a heart kept trying. Then life made an interception. A stranger who could have been a friend, with her own dying breath, reached in and scratched a new heart. Life did not delay. Pencil may not have been enough to make sure that I would stay, so she recruited others and brought out all her tricks. Pastels, oil, gesso, brushes, trowels, palettes, picks. My arms were painted thicker, but then the paint began to crack under the weight of my sheer lack of confidence. But no matter how black and blue the bruises get, I can never go back to before I met you. All of you. Every brush stroke, every color, every skin cell bears a name. If we've had a conversation, if we've ever played a game, if we've even shared a glance, I promise you this frail frame bears your name. But I've heard it said that as soon as you stop growing, you start dying. And that makes sense to me because when I'm lying in my bed at night, I feel like I'm dying. Like there's a gash in my head that my memories of you are continually bleeding out through. So I frantically try to catch my feeling of connection. I try to shove it back inside and apply direct pressure to the wound. But as I lie there with both hands pressed firmly against my temples, all the love you've shown me comes leaking out my eyes and then it's gone. Empty. Some part of my smudged heart's convinced that all it's ever known. My lines are still crooked. My skin is still cracked. But you know what? I won't let that diminish the fact that in spite of the dissension and the best of death's intentions, I stand before you now, a man complete in 3 dimensions.
All right, look for the link to vote in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now. I think we're having some technical. I can't even talk right now. That's a technical difficulty
right there. Well,
in and of itself. So we're just going to figure out some tech stuff right now. Why don't you? Throughout the week, I've been asking our co-hosts, kind of like a "This Is Your Life" theater edition. So why don't you tell us how you got involved in theater? You know, like courses that you've taken. Like as for me, I didn't take theater at all as a child. It's something I discovered all the way in university.
Right.
So, you know, where's your theater story?
My theater story is I liked music for a very long time, but theater was never really a part of my life until I was in grade 9 and I had a crush on a girl who was auditioning for our school play.
Isn't
And
that
I
always the case?
Yes, it
Yes,
is. And
bro.
I wanted to do the same thing. So, so I got cast as Daddy Warbucks in our production of Annie.
Jeez.
It was that mixed with my brother had received the Book of Mormon soundtrack for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And like listened to it, and I was blown away because my conception of theater and Broadway and everything at that time was so, antiquated and not modern, not funny, not whatever. And so then it was a rabbit hole of Stephen Schwartz and Sondheim and everything, and I fell in love with it through that, and then independently started producing stuff and writing, and then in university I actually took my first theater course as well, and that was just an intro theater course at U of M. I was kind of involved in some black hole stuff through my time there, and I don't know. I originally took it as like, oh, this will pad my grades because I was doing like physics and math, and so theater felt like a good one to pad my grades, and I just slowly fell even more and more in love with it, and so and it was since then I can't stop. I'm addicted.
I know, it's a good addiction to have.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you remember what your first show was at the Black Hole?
My first show at the Black Hole. So I think my first show was actually was I in my third year? I didn't do a show for a very long time because I was always busy doing other stuff, and I think I was doing something with Rainbow, like South Pacific, something like that, during the time where I had to do a show, and so so I wasn't able to do a show for a while, and then my first one I wrote all the music for. They did Mart Sod. This was massive, like 40-person cast and whatever, and so they needed someone to write the music, and they knew I wrote music, so I did that and basically used it as my in-show credit for the year. And then we couldn't find a pianist, and so I ended up doing that as well. And so I was on stage in full like clown makeup, doing 10 shows in their like week and a half long thing. So I think that's the first show I did, and I probably the last one I was on stage for. Like I didn't do a lot at the Black Hole. I did a lot of backstage and writing stuff, but not as much acting.
And how have you been, keeping yourself busy as an artist, theater artist, music artist throughout the pandemic? Since we haven't been able to have any live audiences, that's kind of what we work towards, is having this show for a live audience. So how have you been keeping yourself busy with theater throughout this pandemic?
Yeah, I think for sure for me, I'm really, really glad that I love writing and more than I love performing. And so I do miss the performance aspect. And so one thing I have done is I did purchase lights, like a like multicolored light system, and set up like my music stuff in my basement. And so I'll literally just like turn out the lights, project like these stage lights onto myself, and perform to nobody. I'll just do like a set musically, but otherwise I've been doing a lot of writing. I've finally had the time to finish. I did a show, or I've been writing a show with my brother for a while called Breaking Up With Me. It's a pop punk musical, and so we're doing some shooting with that with One Trunk coming up for some, like grant material and whatever. Hoping to have that produced and staged this year. And then I can't say too much about it, but recently I've been working a lot on another show called Hal, which is a Henry IV adaptation that uses a lot of like historically black inspired art forms like jazz and hip hop, and infuses it into this new political story.
I want to see that. I totally want to see that. Okay, folks, we're going to do a revote on Poet Number 1. So look for the link in the chat. That's for Jordan Phillips. And your 30 seconds begins now.
Okay, next, let's give it up for our second poet of the evening, Heather Medill.
Mental alphagetti. A. All right. B. Being better, being worse. C. Can't complain. Do you really want to know? Excellent. Fine, and you? Good, great. Hunky damn dory. I just keep looping, my thoughts not regrouping, only spinning. Please, I'm begging them, stop. Quiet. Be quiet. Rest is elusive. Sleep only with the abuse of truth. Sleep is a fiction underneath an addiction. I want super tired woman seeks medical doctor willing to hook me up to anything that will reset this scrambled, tangled mess of broken record thoughts. I sought help, desperate for a shot. CBT, IPT, DBT, ECT, RMTS. Gibberish? Yes. Letters spelling out diagnoses and treatments, and these are the letters that spread, tilting windmills at the dark ceiling overhead. Letters that spell so many things. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. IPT, interpersonal psychotherapy. ECT, electroconvulsive therapy. RMTS, repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation. One big bag of bananagrams. I pour the tiles on the table, flipping through my pile. I'm able to find some sense, shuffling thoughts into crosswords. Peel, therapy. Use the T. Peel, transcranial. Use the S. Stimulation. Peel, use the I. Interpersonal. Use the P. Psychotherapy, the treatment of mind. Use the Y. Why? Why me? Why anyone? No reason. No reason why. This crossword of letters combined won't define my health, won't define my mind. I am more than these lettered tiles tell. These do not spell out who I am. All right? Being better, being worse. Can't complain.
All right, the link to vote is in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now.
All right, next up we have the POE.
We idolize fictitious messiahs and fraudulent gods from pulp pages. We call them super. We call them heroes. But are they real? No. Just the meanderings of overactive imaginations that never dug deep enough to discover the private and personal crime fighters of everyday life. So turn the page, close the book, put it down. All the superheroes are dead. They don't have beating hearts. They never existed to begin with, but heroes, everyday heroes are alive and all around us, not as Peter Parkers or Clark Kents. They don't wear red capes. They sport blue collars and go by names like Mother. My mother wasn't Wonder Woman, but that's not to say that she wasn't a wondrous woman. She was no X-Man, but X marked the spot of my heart. She loved me. She didn't need X-ray vision to see my world was in trouble. The X factor was that she prepared me for my alpha flight, lassoed me with truth, and raised me to be a Wolverine. Without that ability to heal myself, I was just Logan. But she gave me claws and super strength to believe in the abilities I possess, no matter how regular or Dr. Strange they may be. See, superheroes can't tuck you in at night. Can't wipe cold sweat from the creased brows of children who fear their dreams. With great power comes great responsibility. Mothers, don't just give us our name or submarine us in their thoughts when they know the mystique of the juggernauts and the marvels of this adamantium gambit. They know that villains exist. And in black suits, they spread their venom to create carnage. Doomsday to a Superman who isn't coming back. The bane of our... This is our nightfall. These Mr. Sinisters and Doctors of Doom use cloak and dagger techniques to create their vision of Black Widows, Red Skulls, and Green Goblins with scorpion tails that scream from between the panels, just sentinels, new warriors for their Deadpool. Our parents never changed clothes in phone booths. We put our lights in the dark night sky for them, and they arrived like thunder every time and saved us before the Flash could. Fast! Before our summer blockbuster could cross over into just another Clone Saga? See, we need our Aunt May's, Mary Jane's, Betty Brant's, Lois Lane's, Pa Kent's, Uncle Ben's, J. Jonah Jameson's, Pepper Potts, Betsy Ross. I could keep going. There's lots. Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, Gwen Stacy, Liz Osborne. This is getting kind of boring, and they may not be fantastic, but when you feel like an invisible thing, they will light up like a human torch, stretch their arms around you, and it's clobbering time for anyone in their way. So don't expect me to wait on a savior with radioactive DNA, and I will not rest what rogue hope is left on a fictional phoenix rising from the gray or a storm of jubilance from the abyss. These figments of overblown, exaggerated imagination can't carry the incredible bulk of the iron fist of indifference in this world, but my mother fucking could. See, we don't need make-believe superpowers to help us heal. We just need to believe that ordinary people can do extraordinary things.
All right, it's time for you to vote. The link is in the chat. You have 30 seconds to begin.
Okay, next up we have Noelle Dandino.
Hi, everybody. My piece is called A Call for Reform, and it is written in honor and respect to the 1,700 plus lost to residential schools and all lost to genocide. My deepest condolences to those, the families, and many others. There needs to be a change. Disclaimer, this poem does contain some strong content and mature language. This is not about just your struggle or mine, whether you've never known struggle or struggle has been your life. So many have come to forget that we in fact are one, and that if we cut us all open, we all bleed the same color blood. Some are so worried about staying in their own lane that they are continuing to propagate all of this hate and pain, forgetting that no matter which flag that one may choose to fly, we should be standing arm in arm and side by fucking side. So afraid to stand up to the man and those that are in power, and instead of demanding change, choose to be willfully blind and cower. It shouldn't matter your age or race, gender, or how you identify. All should have basic rights to be seen, heard, loved, and cared for. And this we must rectify. We must stand up to our leaders and ensure our voices are heard, and not just here or further south, but all over the world. Each and every one of us has the choice to be an ally, and since we're on the topic, the government should start to recognize First Nations genocide. There is absolutely no reason to find 1,700 plus tiny bodies buried near a residential school or church, no matter where they came from or what they believed. This they did not deserve. These were supposed to be men and women of God committing crimes in the name of the Lord, and it's about damn time to hold them accountable for each and every murder. This is only the tip of the iceberg for the atrocities First Nations have endured, as this is a systemic issue that continues for those still walking upon this earth. Still to this day, much dismay for a lack of a stronger word. Their people are still suffering, lacking basic needs, such as clean running water. Not only were they stripped from their families, their land, and their homes, but their beliefs and traditions were beaten out of them, and at times even worse. And it pains me so deeply that one nation could betray another to such grotesque magnitude that when they stepped upon their ancestral lands, showing violence instead of gratitude. Now, there is nothing we can do to erase the past. What's done is unfortunately done. But we must join our voices and create a roar in hopes that this historic battle can be won. By taking steps to acknowledge and compensate all the suffering and lives lost, and by having our governments and systems corrected, no matter what the cost. We can band together, be an unstoppable force, as we are the many. And even though this may breathe and sound like some type of anarchy, it may just be what we need to correct our broken systems that perpetuate hate and pain and half-assed attempts at reconciliations. Now, there's no amount of money that can erase trauma or revive the dead, as human life is not equatable to a monetary-based price tag. But something must be done, and this most of us know. So it's time we all fought back, because genocide and systemic racism, it's no joke. Thank you.
All right, it's your time to vote. The link is in the chat, and the 30 seconds begins now.
All right, next up is Jules Stevenson.
Content warning for eating disorders. The unholy trinity of anorexia nervosa. When I tell my parents through acid-stained breath that I have been sick for over 5 years, my mother cries out, falls to her knees, and prays to silence. While my father remains stone cold in science, denying, always denying. And anorexia, she leads me down a hallowed hallway haunted by hollow girls halfway between hospital and hell. My mother asks if there's a demon inside of me. I don't have the heart to tell her it is only me. She tells me to pray. Pray for the strength to be able to eat and not force it back up again. But how can I tell her that I feel strong when I fight the gravity that holds me down? I cannot pray with my fingers down my throat. My father is a nurse. Tells me it's all in my head, but isn't that the point? He tells me to try and understand the medicine, the science behind it. But it's hard to understand a science when you are the one growing and shrinking and growing and shrinking and growing and shrinking under the microscope, when you are just one of 70 million worldwide with a 20% chance of premature death directly due to this illness. I can only pray that by the time this hour is up, or 62 minutes to be exact, I will not be the one out of the 70 million worldwide who is guaranteed to die prematurely directly due to this illness. This poem isn't for pity. It's not to scare you, but I hope it does, because the stakes are high. The God I worship, anorexia, she is not to be proud of, but I am no longer ashamed when I tell my parents that I am sick. My God crucifies me on a cross laced with flesh and bone. My mother's prayers to the horizontal beam of the cross down lays the wood at my bleeding feet, and my father's denial sets the fire. The stakes are high, yes, but it doesn't take long for the flames to lick at my bleeding feet. And as they do, I remember the science of fire. You need 3 components: Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Mother, Father, ghostly daughter. I wonder who was the heat, the fuel, the oxygen. And as my brittle bones burn, I let out one last prayer for penance. Forgive me, Father, for I have thinned.
All right, y'all, it's your time to vote. The link is in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now.
And last but not least, we have Brooklyn Alice Lee.
Hi there. The piece that I will be performing is titled Mother. I would like to offer a content warning for some mention of self-harm. I was born with a noose around my neck, the cord that connected me to my mother squeezing my windpipe. I was torn from her safety a month too soon. I was never the most patient. Light was my weight and dark was my skin. The only time that I resembled my father before my mother's genes took hold, his color vanished like the presence in my life, leaving nothing but my mother behind. I was born too small without the strength to fight. As my mother lay exposed in the surgical bed, as the doctors moved quick pace surrounded her, but I was too small and too weak for introductions. As a nurse pressed my swaddled body to my mother's face, just one kiss before the blue scrubs hauled me away and left her without her second heart. In youth, I bit the hand that fed me. We seemed to teeter between love and hate on the balance beam where we stay, pointed toes, and far too often tumbled to our dismay. She granted me a plethora of gifts, a deep-rooted need to love and a heavy heart to match. I know that I am a branch of my mother and she grew me in a drought. I could never repay her for the sacrifice. I could never be as strong. Strength courses through my mother's veins like venom through a snake. I envy her voice in a world that tells women to shut up or get up. Her resilience bites back. Mama bear, protector extraordinaire. In a world that told me that I was too much, she never made me feel like I was less than enough. I was born with a noose around my neck, but I have so much life left to live yet. I ask for rest for my mother from being resilient and strong. I wish her peace and ease. May she finally live selfishly, for I will flex into the sun and let the heated rays burn my skin. Protector extraordinaire, I will live up to the life that she has given me so that she won't die with a noose around her neck. Thank you.
All right, click that link for your chance to vote, and your 30 seconds begins now. All right, you like them jams, eh?
Yeah.
Or is that for poetry? I'm with you now. See that's why we have all the cool kids as hosts. They teach you what's going on. Thank you very much for voting. Thank you to all the great poets for their original creations, and thank you for being brave and sharing that with us on. I was about to say Virtual Fringe. That's last year. Play on Fringe.
Play on.
Hashtag WPG Fringe. And don't forget to keep being active on social media. Post your pictures. Post some vids of what you're doing while you're watching Fringe. This is kind of like a day of Fringe experience in a couple hours. You know, you watch a couple shows. You can go get a beverage, come back for the next show, watch some poetry, watch some monologues, go get yourself a bite to eat, and then come back for the band. Speaking of food, the Fringe food over the years has been amazing. We have like falafel guy, Nucci's gelati, little eggplant with their panini sandwiches, wood fire pizza, butter chicken at India Palace. I can go on, and I will go on. We got Little Bones, we have lemonade, Minios. Unfortunately, they're not with us, but they're still out there in Winnipeg. So make sure you visit them online, check out what they're up to. But favorite Fringe food, what would you say?
I really loved smoked pulled pork poutine that I think I had it one, like normally I like to diversify, but I think one year I had it maybe like every night I was down at the Cube.
Yeah. No, I get that too. Sometimes you just get in a groove, and that was me. It hurt after a few days, but that was butter chicken for me one year. I'm like, I'm doing this almost every day at the end of the night, and yeah, it caught up with me, but it was still so good. Yeah, and you need that as a performer sometimes. You know, sometimes if you're doing two shows or if you have a late night show, you need a quick pick me up. You go there, have a couple samosas, and you're good to go.
Oh yeah.
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 So don't forget to visit our food vendors. You can catch, a lot of them are actually at the corner of Jefferson and McPhillips at the Freshco there. You can get yourself a panini, Italian sausage, get yourself a sandwich from Q Grill. I know how to say it right now. It's Q Grill. I was like saying KYUKI. It's Q Grill. Go get yourself a sandwich and some of their amazing tacos there. And there's also sweet and salty concessions to all the great poets. Holler, Murray Hunter. Thank you very much. And we had a question from before when we were testing out our tallying device. What was that question?
The question was, how excited are you for Fringe 2022? And
I think I was like a 9.3.
Really?
Yeah, I think a 9.3.
10. How are you 9.3?
Because sometimes I gotta work long days, bro.
Think of that buttered chicken.
I know. But the first days of setup and getting things done, it's a little frustration, frustration out of love.
Yeah.
But that's why you don't get that 0.7 from me.
Not just that 0.7.
You get that 9.3. I gotta be real here.
Well, that's still above what our people said. Our people said average out to 8.9.
8.9.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, if that's 8.9, I better see a lot of y'all at the 2022 Fringe.
We're breaking records.
I can't. Imagine the happiness that'll be at Old Market Square, at the beer tent, at the Liquor Mart's patio, at all the venues. One of my favorite, we talked about hand billing, but one of my favorite things of the Fringe is being in those long lineups and sharing conversations of what show's going on.
Yeah.
Like you meet people from all across the world.
Yeah, you get really, really great. Also, just tips on shows to see. Like there's some great picks that fly under the radar, and it's just great. I mean, the word of mouth is always a fun thing. So just hearing people's fan favorites just in those lineups for shows and stuff, that's great.
Definitely. Let's do another call to action with y'all out there. Tell me what your favorite Fringe food is. Use the comment section. Tell us what your favorite Fringe food vendors are. Your favorite restaurants around Old Market Square. We'd like to hear what y'all have to say. Poutine. There's a lot of poutine. Poutine's hard to beat.
It's everything you want in the world. It's fries. It's cheese.
Yo.
No way.
That's crazy. We're gonna have a confirmation here, but we want to make sure. There are some amazing poets in Winnipeg, and this is for real. We got confirmations from Chuck McEwen, executive producer at the Winnipeg Fringe, visiting us at the BMO Digital Studio. Is it for real? Yeah? Oh, you don't know who it is yet, but we got some very close scores. We got to tally this, make sure it's absolutely correct. Now, if you were to look back on your experience as a Fringe audience member, what are your memorable shows that you've seen?
I think you always remember the best, and you always remember the worst.
Yeah.
And I won't name names for the latter part of that, but for sure I remember. I'm trying to think of I loved the taxidermies. Devin Gillingham and Connor Wolgatz. I don't remember how to pronounce his last name. Sorry, Connor. But those taxidermy musicals are great. The Macbeth with the flashlights. Or is that
Macbeth MUA? Oh, no. Oh, I know what Macbeth you're talking about. I didn't get to see it that year because I was working a lot and I was doing a show at the same time. But, I said Macbeth in the theater.
That's okay.
Oh, hold on. After this, I'm going to go outside and spit and turn around and swear and all that nonsense. But we got our results here. I'll post them up. Look at that. 7-4, 7-4, 7-4, three-way tie. That's like the best Fringe way right there. All this amazing talent. Jordan Phillips, Jules Stevenson, Brooklyn, Alice Lee. Congratulations. Y'all will be sharing that great prize. And congratulations for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I lied. Y'all ain't sharing $500. Y'all get $500 each thanks to the Winnipeg Fringe Festival. Oh, look, you got hands in the air. Brooklyn, yay! Congratulations so much. Just so many talented people out there. I can't say enough about the Fringe artists and just coming up with these amazing original pieces and putting themselves out there. Thank you. So we're going to move on to the Monologue Slam.
Let's do it.
Pardon me? Okay, they're coming in there. They're being loaded in. They're waiting on the outside. It's like, it's like a pandemic kind of situation. We can't have too many people in the room at one time.
Even virtual.
Even virtual. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Caution.
But we're actually going to visit this. Well, Hello? Yeah, we'll go visit a Liquor Mart promo that I did. I had an amazing time with our Liquor Mart rep making these amazing Fringe themed cocktails.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I used
Amazing again.
It is
Amazing. But it's
amazing,
true.
amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Times 100. Check it out. Hey, this is Ray here from the Winnipeg Fringe, and we have Aaron from Liquor Marts joining us. Liquor Marts has always been a great sponsor and a great supporter of the Winnipeg Fringe, and we'll go into an amazing prize package that you guys will present with in a few minutes. But first, this is probably going to be one of my favorites. I love some of the ingredients, and Jameson's is number one on my list. So
okay, great.
Please tell me what's going on here.
Okay, so we're going to make a drink that's named after a performer from the late 1800s. Call her Mimi Taylor. We're using Irish whiskey today, Jameson, ginger beer, citrus, and I chose to use a little bit of San Pellegrino just to cheat. It's kind of citrus and bubbles. But traditionally, this drink would be whiskey of your choice, quite often Scotch, and ginger beer along with some citrus juice. So why I chose this drink, like I mentioned, it's named after a performer. It felt very fitting for the Fringe. And Irish whiskey, in terms of a style, is a little lighter. It's blended. So in production, they use column distillation and pot distillation. Very technical way to say that they mix light spirit with heavier spirit. So I think it'll balance out the ginger beer well, and let's get started. So this will be a stirred cocktail. We've got our highball glass. We're gonna start with some ice. Don't cry over any spilled ice, okay? We're then gonna take 1.5, I'm using 2 ounces of Jameson Irish whiskey. Please drink responsibly, okay? And from there, really, just gonna top it up with our Fever Tree ginger beer. We call it ginger beer, very spicy, not very sweet. So we'll go equal parts ginger beer.
Do you know where that ginger beer is made from?
Let's take a look here. It says, I don't. It says distributed in Ontario, but I'm not sure where it's made. Topping up the Irish whiskey ginger beer ice with some sparkling grapefruit beverage for our citrus. And cap it off with a little bit of a lime wedge, just in case you need a little bit more lime. So fresh, spicy, kind of warm you up. Maybe a good evening option.
Yeah, after a long day of fringing, chilling in the beer tent, watching a concert or two.
Absolutely, long day, sun setting. You're feeling that radiant heat from the buildings around you, and a lot of satisfaction just watching a really good show. It's kind of something that you can sip. It'll warm you up a little bit, not too much because of the summer heat.
Yeah.
And Mimi Taylor, named after an opera singer from the late 1800s.
Excellent. That's classy. That's classy. And again, about the prize pack, you guys supplied something amazing. The prize pack here. We have gift cards, a water bottle. In times of COVID, these are important. They're like beer glass or markers and stuff like that, so you know whose drinks is whose, and you're not sharing it. Blah, blah, blah. And one of the most amazing things that we have are 2 Adirondack chairs that actually fold up. You can slide them in wherever for storage. They don't take them up in the room. And the way you can win those is if you're on the live stream joining us, just hashtag play on, feed up. Yeah, I got a thumbs up inside. Play on, feed up, hashtag that if you're on the live stream at winnipegfringe.com. Winnipeg Fringe online. So don't forget the hashtag. Amazing drink.
Don't forget to hashtag, and don't forget to do what I didn't, and don't forget to stir. Okay?
So what does the stirring do? Say you mixed it and you didn't stir it and I drank it, compared to you stirring it now.
It'd be all right. It just combines all the ingredients because we made this in kind of a layered way with the whiskey on the bottom, then the ginger beer, and then the sparkling citrus on top. You would probably get more citrus than anything, and then when you got to the bottom of your drink, it would be stronger. So, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we mix it up. We get a nice consistent beverage. So don't forget the hashtag, don't forget to enter, and don't forget to stir your drink.
Right on. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you very much. Thank you, Liquor Marts, for supporting us, and we'll see you next year outside.
Sounds good. In my tuxedo.
Yes! Tuxedo 2022. That's where we're at. That was a good day.
Yeah, that's great.
Testing cocktails, themed cocktails.
I bet, yeah.
Jameson's amazing. And again, thank you, Liquor Marts, for being with us and supporting the Fringe Festival. We appreciate that dearly.
Yeah, I think we're...
Tuxedo Fringe, you hear that at the end though? Tuxedo Fringe?
I'm into it.
In or out?
I'm in.
Online,
I'm
if you think
fully
we
in.
should do 2022 Tuxedo Fringe, give us a thumbs up.
I'm sure this is a long thumbs up. I'm sure there's nothing theater artists want more than to be spending more money on unnecessarily fancy clothes.
Well, you know, let's start giving away some money with the Monologue Slam finale.
I love it.
Yeah. Who do we got first?
First up, we have from LA, we've got Leslie Cena.
Hi, I'm Leslie Cena. This was from a show that took place entirely within a funeral parlor. So this is what? Yeah, it's a coffee. Okay, you get it. All right. Michael, I had so much I wanted to say to you. You were the best friend that anybody could ask for. And I know this sounds dumb, but you made me want to try and be a better person. So I know this is late, but I brought back your book. Sorry, I know you can't hear me, but I just thought you'd want it back. I am so sorry that I had it for so long. I didn't finish it. I got about 100 pages in, and then I just got really distracted. So I wanted to finish it before I returned it to you, but then you also left your jacket at my house. I just noticed that today when I opened the closet. I just feel weird keeping it. So. This Tupperware is yours, I think, from the 4th of July. I don't totally remember, but we really should have gotten together more. So I meant to send you this card when Alice was born, but you know, I got really behind at work, and this was in my to-do folder for like 2 months, and I just felt like that was too late. And then, well, when you guys had Brian, I got you this card, so little truck. And I just thought it was weird to send like card for the second kid, but not for the first kid, and then to like send a card for maybe one card for both kids, but one kid's already 2 years old. So I just wanted you to know that I did get you cards. This is an article I meant to forward you about the health benefits of green tea, but I'm sorry. I am not a thoughtful person. I try, but I am not. I am never going to be as kind and considerate and together as you were. So, well, you win. Great. Are you happy now? I am really sorry that I said that. I bet you wish you'd never given me your kidney.
All right, look for the link to vote in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now.
Okay, next up we have Veronica Ternopolsky.
Hey everyone, it's Veronica Ronnie Ternopolsky. If you like what you hear or see, or just want to follow me, Veronica the Actor, on all the socials. And my monologue's called It's Good to See You. I absolutely love you. I absolutely hate you. Believable? Relatable, right? Good old extremes. But what's the in between? That's the hardest. I absolutely tolerate you. I like you. I like you. I like you. Yeah. I almost asked the loaded question, which always was loaded, even before all this. Hey, how's it going? You see, I can handle your real answer, your truth, and I wish you would tell it to me, but I also wish that you would want to hear mine. How many people ask that question without really wanting to know? Do you really want to know me? Do you really want to see that I actually cry all day out of boredom or pain or sadness or stress or wondering, what am I doing with my life? But I get it. We're at work, or just acquaintances, or just can't go there. You can't handle the truth. Fine. Fine. No, really, I'm not overtly sad over the concept that eventually we all are going to die. Fine. No, really, I'm not actually overjoyed over the fact that I've finally found an irresistible, magical person to spend the rest of my life with. Just fine. Good old extremes. Not too sad, not too overjoyed, just... what is really behind that question? Why do we ask, hey, how's it going? Excitement? Inquiry? Or is it just really an easier, less vulnerable way to say, it's good to see you. I've missed you. Thanks, Fringe.
All right, it's time for y'all to vote, and your 30 seconds begins now.
All right, next up is Daphne Finlayson.
Hi, everybody. So this is a piece I wrote for a work in progress called How to Live Forever. It's called The Body. Just a heads up, it does deal pretty heavily with themes of self-harm and suicide. So if either of those things are problematic for you, just take care of yourselves. No hard feelings whatsoever. When do I stop being me? When does the mass in the bed, the shape on the floor, the weight hanging from the ceiling, stop being me? When do I go from being a person with a name and an identity and a favorite flavor of ice cream to a body? This is what I think about as I lie in my bed late at night, the dark clouds of depression rumbling thunder and lightning above my head. My mind starts to drift to all of the people who don't love me, all the things I'm not okay with being around for, and all the ways that life wouldn't go on without me. Whenever I get like this, like really get like this, like up my own ass with how depressed I am, my mind likes to play a game of suicidal ideation chicken. You want to kill yourself? Fine, bitch, let's think this through. The first question, obviously, is how would I do it? What method would I choose to end my own life? There's the dramatic, like sticking my head in an oven, to the practical, like holding my breath for 5 minutes. Knives are effective, but blood freaks me out. I'm scared of heights, so there goes all tall bridges and buildings. I don't own a gun, and I'm pretty sure I'd fuck it up if I did, because now I'm on my way to the hospital, and there's a huge hole in my head, and I'm an idiot who can't aim properly. So I go down the list, one by one, and finally arrive at my preferred method for self-execution. The plan is to take a whole bottle of Advil, empty it into the blender, and make myself an ibuprofen smoothie, because I'd probably just give up or choke if I had to actually down them all one by one. So I blend everything up, and I drink it all down. I head back to bed, and I wait for the drugs to do their thing. What happens next is always a little bit of a blur. My mind starts to glitch in the face of things like my family's grief. The depression goggles don't really know what to do with my parents finding my body, or calling an ambulance, or telling my baby sister that she's an only child now. It's tempting in these moments to just skip ahead to a funeral where everyone's saying how awesome I was, or the flip side where it's like 3 people and a priest. For those who knew me, I'd probably leave this big old hole in their lives, but there's this whole future that they want, and I'm saying, no thank you, I would rather just get off here. And there's a guilt to that. There's a guilt about RSVPing no to everything that will ever happen to them. There's a guilt about going from being their daughter, the jokester, the person who ruins every movie night with too much IMDb trivia, to a body. I am not supposed to be a body. I am supposed to be a daughter, a sister, a friend, a partner, an artist, an active participant in the world, not a body. So, I get up, I go pick up my cats and I give them a giant hug, and they have no idea what's going on, so they just squeak when I hug them a little bit too tight. I sigh, and stubbornly, hesitantly, summoning up every scrap of optimism left in my serotonin-deficient body, I decide to stick around. I owe everybody that much. Thank you.
All right, time to vote. The link is in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now.
Okay, next up, give it up for Ren Bryan.
It's harder than it looks. I suppose that's what I'd like people to know. I'm sure everyone thinks that about their job, and it's true. There's difficult things about every job. I've had many, I should know. But it hurts sometimes, not all the time, but well, it's hard. I find it hard to have to be so conscious of the law, but also having to feel. I need to make the judges feel a little. Not too much, but still. Sympathetic victims get convictions. We all are emotional creatures underneath it all. We try to be better than that, but we can't help it. It always seeps in a bit. It's just hard. Reading day after day, testimony after testimony, the worst side of humanity laid out in front of me. We transcribe it all for the record, as they say. Honestly, I think it's more for our sanity. It doesn't hurt as much reading it. Hell, you can almost completely forget reading it. I'll go days, weeks even, where it's just words, distant, but then randomly, almost, it will flare up. For example, a few weeks ago, I was heading home, wasn't even thinking about any of it. I saw a little girl, probably about 3 years old. She was precious, showing her mother something she'd found. Out of nowhere, I imagined soldiers rounding them up, the girl crying, clinging to her mom, a soldier ripping them apart, putting a gun to her head, and I almost threw up. I felt so deeply how real that happening is, how some people would do that, how really a lot of people would do that given the right circumstances. More of us than we all think. And yeah, you watching, you're no exception. I don't care how many kids you have, how old you are, how educated you are. Given the right situation, I actually believe we're all capable of genocide. That's fine if you don't believe me. That's probably why you're sane and sleep well at night. But just watch out and pray, if that's your thing, that your world never goes to complete shit. It's hard having these stories in your head. Oddly, it can make me insensitive, heartless even most of the time. I know it's awful, but it's hard to care about other things. Like, so what? Your coworker's being a jerk? I'm just glad no one tortured you after murdering half your neighborhood. I know it's not good comparing, but being in this job puts things in a very harsh perspective. But then any victims hearing me talk would be just as appalled as I am. Oh, so sad for you. You have to read about the awful things done to me. I appreciate that. I do. Which is why I don't tell people this, but you asked, so there it is. All right, enough of that. Let's get our game faces on. Got a trial to win here. Well, it's more a game of seeing how high a sentence I can get in cases like these. Like, come on. We all know this piece of shit was responsible for killing a mind-boggling amount of people. It's just about proving how responsible and how many. So, ready or not, here we go.
All right, it's your turn to vote. The link is in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now.
Okay, next up is JD Renault.
Evening, everyone. Brief content warning. There's a discussion of sexuality. Not really. You'll figure it out. I came out as asexual in 2016. For those of you who may not know what that means, it basically means I don't have any firm or strong sexual desire towards either gender, male or female. So, yeah, I'm even cooler than you probably thought I was. It's fine. I bring it up all the time. I talk about it when I perform. And if I'm being completely honest, when I perform and I bring it up, the general reaction I get from audiences more often than not is polite indifference. Turns out most people don't really care when you bring up things you're not doing. But I still keep bringing it up. The reason for that is one specific incident. I was in the Winnipeg Fringe one year. Hey, how about that? I was performing a show that heavily featured me bringing up my asexuality, and as I'm wrapping up the show, I noticed that coming up the aisle are two young ladies. More specifically, one very energetic young lady dragging a very nervous young lady behind her. The energetic one comes right up to me, latches onto me with a bear hug that I truly hope in the post-COVID era is punishable by a hefty fine, and starts going into, oh my God, thank you so much, that was so great. I'm paraphrasing. So great, thank you so much, that was so awesome. I love the asexuality stuff, it was so good. And I'm polyamorous, and I'm like, I can tell. And she starts saying, yeah, we loved it. And she grabs her friend from behind her, grabs her by both shoulders, thrusts her in front of me, and goes, she's asexual too! Word of advice, if you happen to have an asexual friend, don't do that to us, okay? I'm friends with a lot of very outgoing people. The yin and the yang sometimes works, but please don't do that to asexual people. We're like rescue cats. We're very skittish. So I give this person the very proper and common asexual greeting, which is, of course, a polite wave from a safe distance. And I say, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad that you were here. What did you think of it? And she goes, yeah, I mean, it was good. It was great. It was really great. I've never really heard anybody talk about that kind of stuff. I didn't know you could talk. I just never knew you were allowed to talk, because like I don't really know a whole lot of other people who. I mean, like she knows that I'm, and well, I guess now you know. I just didn't know that you were allowed to. That anyone would care. I didn't. Thank you. And I said thank you back to them. And their friend came up from behind and latched another very aggressive, unsolicited hug. And then they walked away. So when people ask, why would you bother bringing up something that 99.999% of all audiences don't really care about? It's because every now and again, someone does care.
All right, y'all know what to do. The link is in the chat. Time to vote. Your 30 seconds begins now.
And last up for the night, we have Shy Patty.
Hi, I'm Shy Patty, and this is my story. I am now a single parent. I no longer have a car. Life changed. So last year I didn't go camping. I like camping. But he always booked the site, a pet-free site, hours from the city. I was skilled at piling all the stuff up into the kitchen, but he played the Tetris game of loading the car. I plan the menu, he shops, I prep the food, make the ice, and he buys a little container of milk for my coffee and takes the dogs to the dog sitter. Once there, we both unpack while bickering over forgotten items, supervised by our 7-year-old daughter. We set up my tent together, disputing as always whether we're supposed to peg the tent before or after the poles were in. I blow up the air mattress myself, since I didn't want to sleep on the ground. I set up our home. He started the fire. Now everything is on me. I can do it. I hope. I want to go camping. Okay, I sign into the provincial site. I set up a profile. All available sites are hours away. Backyard campsite booked. Travel time 0. It's an electrical site, and we don't have to haul water. I pile everything into the kitchen floor, a sense of dread for the Tetris task to come. But it doesn't. There's no car to fill. Amelia is 9. She can help. I've been setting up my tent for 16 years. She needs instructions, but I know this stuff. Tarp first, tent second. We stake the tent before the poles. There's no argument. I could do it myself, but she needs help to learn how to do it right. We make the bed together. We fetch pillows, choose stuffies, and decide a fan and a lamp would be nice. So we find the electrical cord in the shed. The dogs hop in. This is a pet-friendly campsite. But if they're restless, they may have to go home. The fan masks the traffic noise on Portage, and thankfully it isn't cruise night. We talk late into the night about past camping trips, and we settle and we sleep. In the night, we run to the nice indoor toilet facilities, not a smelly outhouse filled with creepy shadows or mosquitoes buzzing and biting our bums. Camping is colder than we planned. We grab a blanket. No tears for forgotten items. We will go camping again this summer. We are confident and independent, and we can do this. I am competent and independent, and I can do this. Even without a car, I can camp. Thank you very much, Fringe.
All right. Thank you, Shy Patty. We're going to be voting for Shy Patty right now, and then we're going to come back and we're going to vote for JD Renault. But right now, vote for number 6, Shy Patty, and your 30 seconds starts now. Technology.
Yeah.
Technology.
Technology.
We're going to load up the voting link for number 5 right away. Looking at those pictures of the Fringe Festival, so many memories, especially at the outdoor site and all of those amazing volunteers. Did you know that the Winnipeg Fringe has like over 850 volunteers?
Really?
Yeah. You got the team leaders in there. You got like 900. It's an army because this is the second largest Fringe Festival in North America.
Yes, it is.
Like a few years ago, I got to see performers from like Louisiana, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK in one festival.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't get that in Winnipeg very often.
You do not.
So make sure y'all check out the Winnipeg Fringe when we come back to you in 2022. It might be Tuxedo Fringe. Maybe
Yeah.
Tuxedo Fringe. Vote for Tuxedo Fringe. If y'all want to see some people in tuxedos in summertime, plus 30, put Tuxedo Fringe up in there. We're just getting JD's link ready, so just be patient with us for a second. And don't forget to keep posting on social media. Give us a like and a share if you haven't already. You can always come back and check out these episodes throughout, well, whenever, forever. They still have last year's Winnipeg Virtually Yours, and we will continue to air WPG Fringe #play on. No? Play on hashtag WPG Fringe and use that hashtag WPG Fringe when you post pictures of yourself out and about doing Fringe stuff. We're getting the link ready. Is it okay yet? Hold on.
I think I'll just say, importantly about Tuxedo Fringe is it will replace all costumes in all shows as well. I think everyone will every show will have to have all tuxedo
all tuxedos.
Yeah.
That'll be an expensive Fringe. Imagine.
It's super expensive,
but it's so worth it with everyone in Old Market Square, and I think we're onto something here.
Fanciest city. Well, we'll make it back in the Guinness records.
The fanciest Fringe ever.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we used to have themes for the Winnipeg Fringe?
I don't personally.
You're too young,
I'm too young. That's my greatest flaw.
Anyways, I think my favorite theme for the Winnipeg Fringe was the Vegas Fringe.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of my first years that I was working with the Fringe Festival, and we had this great Las Vegas Fringe where people came to the Old Market Square dressed in Elvis suits. We had a media launch with Elvis and our great hosts, Ken Rutherham and Tim, and it was a great year. And I think someone got married at Old Market Square when Rag Pickers had their own little vendor. So That'd be my
Very
favorite.
cool.
My favorite theme. What's y'all's favorite theme at the Winnipeg Fringe? Maybe I'll have some that will remind me of some that I didn't meet. Give me some new comments on what was your favorite theme at the Winnipeg Fringe.
Vegas, that's wild.
I know.
Did you get to gamble or something?
Nah, well, you gambled with whatever shows you wanted to see.
I guess you gambled.
That was a
every year.
gamble.
Yeah.
We are having Wi-Fi troubles in-house, so we will get that up as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience.
Anyone on this?
Third largest in the world. That's correct, Tim. Definitely. JD has survived. Yeah, you know what? As a fringe artist, you know what technical difficulties there are about. And I got someone giving JD props about surviving technical difficulties. It's a common thing.
Oh, this past year of Zoom theater has
I know.
riddled with it.
I know. I'm almost done with Zoom theater, to be honest with you. I miss
feel
those
you.
audiences big time. And so do y'all. What was it 8.9?
8.9.
8.9 to come
they
back.
want back.
2022 Fringe. You know, I can't read that far, Zoe.
Fringe
I don't.
moment. Fringe moment.
Fringe moments.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Use my
Thank you.
flawlessly
You have glasses
young
on.
eyes.
3 words. Young. You said young. You see how he stressed young? Get out of here. Not favorite Fringe moment, but how would you describe the Fringe in 3 words?
3 words. I would say magical.
Yeah.
I would say possibility.
Mm.
And I would say unpredictable.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I would say mine are fun, friends, and art.
Yeah.
I think that would be mine. Y'all in the chat, tell us in 3 words if you can describe Fringe, what they would be. And our Fringe team actually went out and talked to some of our favorite Fringe folks about how they would describe the Fringe. Let's check it out.
Describe the Fringe in 3 words. Have you ever seen me describe anything in 3 words?
Exciting. Extraordinary.
Electric. Limitless.
Fun, magical event. Childlike.
Exhausting.
Innovative. Thoughtful.
Spontaneous.
Really fucking awesome.
Incomparable. Community. So fucking magical.
Winnipeg party art.
That's impossible.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't the one who swore today.
Right.
Well, I went the whole time without swearing, which is
That's crazy.
a feat. During the Fringe, I usually swear on the daily
Well,
sometimes.
I think if you're volunteering, it's forced out of you.
Yeah. Sometimes those hot days when you're working, they're long days. I get it, and I apologize for swearing, but I can't help it. That's the way it comes out. Fringe shows that you have seen in the past. We talked about that very, very briefly. Was there one that you saw that you're like, whoa? Like I watched the Wonderheads one year.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing what they do with costumes and those puppet pieces was amazing. Was there a show that you saw that you're like, whoa?
One that I saw a while ago, it was, I think it was my first year, might even be, I don't know, 2013, 14 area. I might be wrong. There's a show, I think it's a touring show called Surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I remember it was such a technological feat, especially for the time for me, where they were streaming live from phones onto a screen while on stage and stuff. So they had this, it was this really, I think it, had themes of like bullying and whatnot. And so they did these really, really strong, visual pieces where they'd have like a person delivering a monologue where they'd be in a cage on stage and with holding a phone, and the phone would be projected onto a screen behind them and stuff. So you'd get like the perspective of watching them like in this little area and then blown up to this hyper real size. And so, I think that one that sticks out to me. I don't remember how much I love the show, but I do remember the tech of it was just so cool and innovative. So yeah,
that's an amazing thing about a lot of Fringe shows. It really forces artists to be resourceful.
Yeah,
and the first Fringe show I ever saw was BYOV at Prairie Theatre Exchange, and it was one-man Star Wars. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I won't deny that.
I love it.
Yeah, but the amount of characters he went through with very minimal set pieces, minimal costume changes, minimal lighting cues, it was an amazing thing to do. I'm getting a thumbs up. So what we're going to do is we are going to vote first for Shy, poet number 6. The link will be in the chat, and your 30 seconds begins now. All right, thank you very much. We got Quinn checking out the results on his phone as well. We're gonna make sure that Wi-Fi works so we can get the vote on for JD. So, One Man Star Wars was so good. I think that was in Winnipeg a couple of times. Chuck, can you verify that for me? Was One Man Star Wars a couple times, and it was a sellout. So many of the shows were sellouts. So, and he did One Man Lord of the Rings. I'm not a Lord of the Rings person, but imagine doing a one man Lord of the Rings.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like how do you do
How
like
do you condense it at all?
yeah, like the settings and all those characters and the battle scenes. So, come back and I'll check it out. Family, love, and that's a great three word. Thanks to Ron and Sheila for hanging with us throughout the week. We appreciate that so much. Art, surprising, gem. All right, I got thumbs up. Thank you all for sharing your comments. We're going to get the vote for JD Renault, and your 30 seconds begins now. Yeah, here we go. Cutting into me, wasn't quite ready, but now I'm ready. We got amazing band Main Street Exiles. They're getting warmed up. They've been warming up for a long time.
Oh, they must be warm by now.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah, they're going to tear this place down.
I hope so.
Venue 6, one of my favorites. It was the last venue I got to perform a show in. I've seen some amazing magical shows here. Remember Drowning Girls? Was that in here? I think so. Yes, Drowning Girls was here, and I saw some Pinter here a couple of years ago. I've seen some amazing stuff at the warehouse.
I believe it.
So
it's a great venue.
I'm very happy to be here. There's just a great fringe spirit. But what we're going to do now is we are going to give away the Liquor Mart grand prize draw. Again, the cooler, the $100 gift certificate, the water bottle, those amazing rainbow-colored drink identifiers so y'all don't mix up your drinks in this post-pandemic world. Double shot or not, it doesn't matter. Make sure you have your own drink. And the folding, you know what? Just for its and giggles, folding. Look at that, amazing. Wow. So, Quinn.
Are we ready?
Yeah, you have the pleasure.
That's a nice drum roll.
Here we go.
I should look so that everyone knows this is legit. Okay.
The winner is
Vivian Meyer.
Get that right in the camera there. Vivian, yeah, you can stand up and walk through. It's hard in these chairs.
Beautiful. You just
Vivian,
you just
and
won.
when you get in, it's hard to get up. But Vivian Meyer, you win these amazing chairs. I better sit down in these and really get real comfortable before they take them away.
You gotta get them nice and warm.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Don't worry, they'll sterilize and clean it, all that. It'll be fine, Vivian. But congratulations, you won the amazing prize package. I believe we do have the results coming up soon.
Yes.
I'm very.
But we will. I believe Vivian will be contacted with info on how to get this stuff. Right.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. Might be at the end of the summer. Oh, I see. Well, the executive producer, Chuck McEwen, says y'all might get them by the end of the summer so we can use them. But I think he's joking. Are you joking?
I hope so.
Please be joking. Yeah, he's joking. Here we go. I got hands up, thumbs up. And you know what? Before we give you these scores, I got to give a shout out to the amazing team that produced this. the show producer, Zoe behind the screen. We have Denise doing the social media, all the social media in her rookie year. We got Katie, the videographer, who did all those amazing promos, the 50/50, the liquor marts. She put them all together. It was amazing. And of course, Fringe manager, Tori Papa, you saw at the beginning of the show. She put this all together. So claps, give them claps, thumbs up, loves, like, emoji. Share this, because we got an amazing band coming up, the Main Street Exile. Share this stream for our last Fringe performance. And we have the scores now. We have a winner. Shy Patty with 7.6. You are the winner of the Monologue Slam. JD Renault right there with the 7.5. Veronica Ternopolsky, 7. Look how close that is.
It's very close.
Thank
Lots
you.
of love for those
Amazing
people.
artists. Again, to do a monologue, to write a monologue and to perform it online. Thank you all. I believe that's it for me. I won't say too much more other than keep on checking winnipegfringe.com for more updates, what's going on in the year, and enter 50/50. Y'all got 13 more days to get that pot up. It's at $8,000. Wow. Yeah, that thing was like 6,000 something at the beginning of the week. It's at 8,000 after a few days. So imagine what's going to be like after 13 days. You know, one ticket's like $3. $3 and you can
like hosting tickets that we get. Do I have to?
Chuck, do we get hosting?
I could use the money.
No,
Chuck.
we didn't get.
No,
He's
okay.
laughing.
Oh, no,
He's
no.
laughing. So
Okay.
no.
I'll take that as a no. I'll buy them. Then,
There you
yeah.
go. So get on there, get your 50/50, and keep yourself updated. WinnipegFringe.com. So how are we gonna end up the evening?
We're ending off with the evening. We're going to throw it now live inside the BMO Digital Studio here at Tom Hendry Warehouse for the Main Street Exiles. They first came together in Winnipeg in 2009 and are the world's ultimate tribute to the Rolling Stones. So please welcome the Main Street Exiles.
Sheesh.
Everywhere I hear the sound of knowledge and charge of labor. 'Cause summer's here, the times are right, the fighting in the stable. Well, what can a poor boy do except to sing for a rock and roll band? 'Cause the sleeping London town, there's just no place for a street fighting man. No. I said, hey, said the time is right for a palace revolution. 'Cause where I live, the game to play is compromise solution. Well, what can a poor boy do except to sing for a rock and roll band? 'Cause a sleeping London town, there's just no place for a street fighting man. No. I said, hey, said my name is called Disturbance. I'm shy, it's great, I kill the king, I read all his sermons. Well, what can a poor boy do except to sing for a rock and roll band? 'Cause you sleep in London town, there's just no place for a street fighting man. No. Thank you, everybody. People think I'm crazy, always trying to make me burn the candle right down. Baby, baby, don't even choose in my crown. 'Cause all you ladies, low down gamblers, cheating like I don't know how. Baby, baby, fever in the bunkhouse now. Slow down, bitch, you got my pokey itchy. Don't you know the deuces stay wide? Baby, I can't stay. You got to work me and call me the tumbling down. Always in a hurry, never stop to worry. Don't you see the time flashing by? Money, I got no money. My sisters and seven tonight. Say now, babe, I'm the wreck outsider. You can be my partner in crime. Oh, baby, I can't stay. You got to me and call me the tumbling. Me and call me the tumbling I'm the low-crowd shooter, playing the field every night. Baby, I can't stay. You got to me and call me the tumbling tide. You got to roll me. You got to roll me. Come on. You got to roll me. You got to roll me. You got to roll me. Keep on rolling, 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 got to roll me. Keep on rolling. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do now, Ramon. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do now, baby. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long bit. So many men, so fake. I was round pilot, wash his hands, seal his fate. Pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. I stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was time for a change. I killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain. I rode a tank, held a general's rank when the blitzkrieg rang and the bodies stank. Pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. Oh yeah, but what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. I watch with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made. I shouted out, who killed the Kennedys, when after all, it was you and me. So let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of better than taste, and I lay traps for troubadours who get killed before they reach Bombay. Pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. Oh yeah, but what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Get down, baby. Pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. Oh yeah, but what's confusing you is the nature of my game. Just as every cop is a criminal, and all the sinner sons, like heads and tails, just call me Lucifer, time to meet some restraint. So if you meet me, have some courtesy, have some sympathy, and some taste. Use all your well-learned politics, or I lay your soul away. Oh yeah. Pleased to meet you, hope you guess my name. Oh yeah. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Come on, get down. Thank you. For the Main Street Exiles, here's some Satisfaction. Can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. 'Cause I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no, I can't get no. But when I'm driving in my car and a man comes on the radio telling me more and more about some useless information supposed to fire my imagination. I can't get no, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. But that's what I say. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. 'Cause I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no, I can't get no. When I'm watching my TV and a man comes on and tells me how white my shirt can be, but he can't be a man 'cause he does not smoke the same cigarettes as me. I can't get no, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. But that's what I say. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no dirty action. 'Cause I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no, I can't get no. When I'm riding around the world and I'm doing this and I'm signing that and I'm trying to make some love, who tells me, baby, baby, come back, but maybe next week. Don't you see I'm on and losing shape? I can't get no, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. But that's what I say. Keith Richards. To find me some satisfaction. I got to get me some satisfaction. I got to find me some satisfaction. I got to get me some satisfaction. Out in the morning, out in the evening, out in the morning, yeah, in the evening. You got to satisfaction, 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 satisfaction.
Thank you, everybody. We're the Main Street Exiles. I want to thank the Winnipeg Fringe for allowing us to play here tonight. We're having a great time. This is the first time we've had a gig in 18 months. It's kind of the same thing with all the other bands that have been playing this week. They've been saying that this is the first time they've been playing, so it's wonderful to be here. All you people watching on YouTube, Facebook, thank you very much. Go talking in the chat, all that great stuff. You ready there, Keith? This song is called Painted Black.
A red door and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I see people turn their heads and quickly look away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door, I must have it painted black. Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the fact. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black. No more will my green sea go turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, well, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. I wanna see it, baby. Painted black, black is night, black is cold. I wanna see the sun blotted out from the sky. I wanna see it painted, 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 painted black. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. All right, so it's time to do a little bit of dancing. So if you're at home and on your couch, it's about time to get on up. Start moving those legs, shaking those hips.
forsaken what your mother gave you. It's a nice beat, Charlie. I've been holding out so long, I've been sleeping all alone. Lord, I miss you. I've been hanging on the phone, I've been sleeping all alone. I wanna kiss you. Sleep, you've been starring in my dreams. Lord, I miss you, child. I've been waiting in the hall, been waiting on your call. Your phone rings. It's just some friends of mine that say, hey, what's the matter, man? We gon' come out at 12 with some Puerto Rican girls that just died to meet you. Yeah, we gon' bring case of wine. I'm gonna have ourselves a time like we used to. Walking Central Park, singing after dark. People think I'm crazy. Stumbling on my feet, shuffling to the street, asking, what's the matter with you, boy? Sometimes what I say, what I say. Sometimes I say. Just you and no one else. Lord, I wanna kiss you, child. You've just been blotting out my mind, fooling on my time. Lord, I wanna kiss you, baby, yeah. Lord, I miss you, child. Ooh, baby. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Winnipeg Fringe. All the people watching at home. This is going to feature Nicole on vocals. This one's called Gimme Shelter.
Give
Thank you, everybody. That was Nicole on vocals. Thank you very much. Now let's see what we got here. What else do we got? We have heat. It is very hot. I hope everybody has some AC at home because it's a hot one tonight and we are sweating a lot for you at home. It's fantastic. How you doing there, Keith? Pretty good.
Button your lip, baby. Button your coat. Let's go out dancing. Go for the club. Spirit ahead, chair. Wipe out the pain. Make love together. Stay on the peg, yeah. You're not the only one with mixed emotion. You're not the only ship drift on this ocean. It's coming and going, it's driving me nuts. It's to and going, it's hurting my gut. Get up the fence now, it's squeezing your butt. Life is a party, just get extra, yeah. You're not the only one with mixed emotion. You're not the only ship adrift on this ocean. You're not the only one that's feeling lonesome. You're not the only one with mixed emotion. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. Let's grab the rubber by the scruff of the neck. Drink it down deeply and love it to death. Button your lip, baby. Button your coat. Let's go out dancing. Let's rock and roll, yeah. You're not the only one with mixed emotion. You're not the only ship adrift on this ocean. You're not the only one that's feeling lonesome. You're not the only one with mixed mixed emotion.
Thank you very much. We're the Main Street Exiles.
If you start me up, I never stop. If you start me up, I never stop. I've been running hot too. You got me ticking, gonna blow my top. If you start me up, I never stop, never stop, never stop, never stop. You make a grown man cry. You make a grown man cry. You make a grown man cry. Let out the oil, gasoline. I rock the smooth out in a made machine. If you start it up, kick on the starter, give it all you got. I can't compete with the riders in the other heat. If you rough it up, if you like it, you can side it up, side it up, side it up, side it up. Don't make a grown man cry. Don't make a grown man cry. Don't make a grown man cry. My eyes dilate, my lips go green, my hands are greased and she's a made machine. The wind at double speed, I'll take you places that you never been. Start it up, and love the day when we will never stop, never stop, never, never, never stop. Start it up, never stop. We'll start me up, never stop. Oh, yo, you make a grown man cry. Yo, you make a dead man groan. Yo, you make a grown man cry. Yo, you make a grown man cry. You start me up. Woo! Thank you, everybody. Right. Do you have a water there, Charlie? It is hot. Like I said, it's been a really long time since we played. This is hard work. Nicole on the cowbell. Yeah.
legend, so ballroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. She had to heave me right across her shoulder. 'Cause I just can't seem to drink you off my mind. Come on. It's a honky-tonk women. Give me the honky-tonk blues. I later divorcee in New York City. I had to put up some kind of a fight. The lady, then she covered me with roses. She blew my nose and then she blew my mind. Come on. It's a honky-tonk women. Give me the honky-tonk blues. All right. Women, give me the honky-tonk blues. It's a honky-tonk women. Give me the honky-tonk blues. Woo! Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Winnipeg Fringe. Cotton
potential queen, and all her boyfriends were sweet 16. I'm no schoolboy, but I know what I like. You should have heard me just around midnight. Brown sugar, how come you taste so good? Brown sugar, just like a young blood does. I said yeah, yeah, yeah. How come you taste so good? I said yeah, yeah, yeah. How come you taste so good? I said yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here at Winnipeg Fringe. We're the Main Street Exiles. We got one song left. We are playing Winnipeg Beach, scheduled August 28th. Thank you, Keith. I knew it. I was getting to it. I had to catch my breath. Thank you very much again, everybody. Everybody at home. We had a great time here. Happy fringing. In a crossfire hurricane, and I howl at the morning driving rain. But it's alright now, exactly together. But it's alright. I'm jumping jack flash just to get this game. By a too-fast beard in a head. I was schooled with a strap right across my bed. It's alright now, exactly together. But it's alright. I'm jumping jack fast just to get there again. I was washed up and left for dead. I fell down to my feet and I saw they bled. I was found at the jaws of a crust of bread. I was found with a star right through my head. But it's alright. Together, but it's alright. I'm jumping jack fast just to get there again. A jumping jack flash, it's so gas. Jumping jack jack flash, it's okay. Jumping 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 jack flash, it's okay. Come on! Thank you, Winnipeg Fringe. We're the Main Street Exiles. Have a great night. Thank you.